Hi, I'm Shirley and this is my flosstube channel, Crazy Cat Lady Stitches, which is predominantly about cross stitch, but I do other needlework as well. And I'm also on Instagram, also under Crazy Cat Lady Stitches. And today I am doing a final catch up. I have been hesitant to do one because I didn't think I had enough projects to show you what I was doing, because I've had a nasty flare up with my hands. I have got contact dermatitis. I have now been patch tested and we do know now what I'm allergic to, and the list is massive. So I have to just be very careful of what I'm doing and what I'm touching, and at the moment my hands are that fragile I have to wear gloves to stop getting split, and where my fingers are exposed and they get caught, they break really quickly. That's the steroids. But that's enough of me. I want to say thank you to everyone that's watched me over the last couple of months, and thank you for everyone that's subscribed to me. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate all the comments that you send me. I do look at them, and if I heart them, you've known I've seen them. If I reply, you definitely know that I've seen them and I have had something to reply to, and I've had something to reply to. And this video, as I said, is going to be a catch-up from December. But if you haven't already subscribed, could you consider subscribing and hitting the subscribe button, and we'll continue on and I'll show you what I've been up to since Christmas. Today I'm going to show you my progress since my last video in December until today, which is the 24th of February. I celebrated my birthday yesterday and had a quiet day, and so I am going to show you my new starts, my progresses, and I'll tell you a bit of my plans later on. So first of all, I've got several new starts that I didn't think I would be starting anything. It was supposed to be a finish year and not a new start. So first of all, let's have a look at this one. Yeah. Now this is a new start that I started in January. I can't remember the exact date, but it's the Barn Owl by Garden Cottage Samplers, or Sampling. And this is my progress so far. I have completed all the bottom half of the bird and I'm currently filling it in. So this is one of the projects on hand when I want to just do a quick stitch and an easy stitch, because it's in just blocks of colours at the moment. It's stitched on fabric from Coffee Craft Fabrics, and I think it's 32 count. Where do I find my piece of paper? Yeah, 32 count, and it's even weave. And I've got another piece so I can fit another animal on, so we have two with the same. So that is one of my first starts, and I think I started it fairly early on in January, and I've just lost my needle minder. Let me just find the magnet, put it there, and I'll put it together in a minute. And that needle minder was from Stitch Mania Stash, if you liked it. And the project bag is one of my homemade ones. I've been making project bags and using the sewing machine when my hands have been too bad to actually stitch with. So that's the first one. Now another new start, and this was in January the 1st. It's Modern Folks Embroideries latest one. About Time. I'll put a picture up here with its title, and this is the progress I've made so far. Now unfortunately I did do quite a bit of progress. I've got right down here and I was filling in this section and I couldn't get it to fit, and I couldn't figure out why, and it's because I lost a stitch here, so I've had to frog all the way up here. And while I was at it, I was at the back tidying up some of the stitches, and I cut the securing stitch that I hadn't woven in, so I've got to restitch these. So that is what I'm working on at the moment, because it's Saturday and it's Sampler Saturday and it's Sampler Sunday. I try to keep to a thing, but I've sort of switched things around a little bit, so I'm just stitching on this at the moment until I catch up. Then another new start, and I wasn't going to do any new starts this year except for one which I'll tell you about in a minute. Now this one was a totally unexpected one. I was on a Zoom meeting with Floss Friends UK, and Eddie had mentioned about these that she's got, and I fell in love with this one, and I thought it would be absolutely gorgeous to go with my Quaker coffee one. So I went on to eBay, found it. As soon as it arrived, I start stitching. I have never frogged so much on a pattern as I have on this one. The colours are so similar that now I'm going using both colours, but this is just a couple of evenings work. So that's that one. It's stitched on 14 count zag work, and as I said, it's going to be that. So that's another new start. And this project bag is one that I have made myself, and the fabric's from Quirky Cottons. So, right, another new start I've got, and this I did start in January. I have joined the Heaven and Earth SAL, where they gave you so many options of designs to do. I've chosen the Curiosity Cat. I'll put a picture up here or there. I did start it originally on the 1st of January. I got so far, I was working on Royal Roads, and I don't know why, I had a temper tantrum and I sliced the bits that I had done because I felt they were so untidy at the back, and I was feeling that I was getting lost. So I have now started doing it again on 25 count, and I've done just over 400 stitches in three or 4 days, as my hands would let me. I'm doing 2/1 intense stitch, and this is my progress so far. So I'm loving it now. I'm happier. I'm easier following the lines of counting. I just did not get on with doing Royal Roads. I loved it, but if I was doing a piece continuously and not putting it down and picking it up, I think I would continue with that. But this has gone so quick, and this is the progress I've made in a couple of nights. I've done over 400 stitches, which is good. So I need to catch up so I can complete the SAL. And if I complete the 4 pages, I will get all the designs that was on offer. And if I complete it completely, ouch, I've got to be careful. Everything I touch is breaking my skin at the moment, hence wearing the gloves. So I have got to keep that going. So that is going to be my 200 stitches a day project when I pick it up, which is virtually daily except for when I'm working. Another homemade project bag. And this I started in December. It doesn't look like I've got very far, but it is the Christmas Parade. Let me just fold it back together again. The Christmas Parade by Country Garden Samplers, and that's my progress I made until the end of January. So I will pick that up later and continue on it, but at the moment I'm concentrating on a couple of other pieces to get majority done, so I can concentrate on the Christmas ones later in the year. I have got several Christmas ones. Oh, by the way, I did try to count up my whips, and before I started any really new ones, I was around 35, 40, so I hate to think how much I've got. This is why I want to start concentrating on the ones that I've got already going rather than starting, but I have at least 3 new starts that I know that I will be doing this year, if not more, because we all like a new start, don't we? Right, this is something I've been working on for a while. This is, let me just take the grime guard off and I'll turn it around. This is the Fruits of Plenty, the Modern and Sal's, so I think it's 2021. Sal, and I did start it originally in Delft colours on 18 count, but that was so massive, so I've moved it on to, I think it's 36 count, 2/1, because I'm stitching in sulky. This is the Gutterman sulky, and this is my progress so far. I restarted this last summer, so I'm concentrating on this at the moment. I'll put a picture of the design and then I'll put a picture of where I was, but basically I have completed all around here, these and this, and I'm still working on it. This will not go away until after the April retreat. So this one is 100 a day stitch, if not more, depending how I feel that day and how much time I've got to stitch. So that's that one, but I'm still trying to keep a rotation of other ones going as well. So it's a lot of stitching, and you know, when I've got some days off and I'm not doing a lot of, but just doing a bit of housework or doing the washing, it's all dependent on how well my hands are doing, because if my fingertips are sore, I can't stitch. So I am surprised I have stitched this much so far. And as I said, I'm doing it with Gutterman's sulky, and it's looking good. And I'm doing the 2023 Sal in the same colour, so I've got a matching pair. So that one will come out after April for me to work on that one, and I'll be working on and off this year's, and I've still got last year's to get into, which I'll probably do towards the end of the year. That's the idea. Whether I get there or not is another question. Right, this one is another one that I've done. This is started end of last year. Let me just get that one out, put that back in, and let me find the photograph. Here's the picture. This is heartstring sampling, and it's the Coffee Quaker. I have done some work on this recently, so I'll show you what I've done. That's progress so far, and I've basically have finished this and started on there. Now this is 40 count 1/1 full cross, and I think this is Fabric Flare, and it's either antique white or white, so that's that one. And the next one is one that I started at the end of last year before Christmas. It's a Christmas Quaker. I think it's Merry Christmas or some of that ilk. I'll put the pattern up here because it's a PDF, and I'll put my last photograph that I did before I got up to here, which I think was basically here. This was my hour a day in January, or 100 a day, and this is my progress so far. Again, it's on, is it 40? 38 count, stitch 2/2, and I am using Silks for You Fairy Lights, which was their December limited thing. Because I think you saw it in December, and this is the progress I've made since then. So that will come out later on in the year as well, hopefully, because I want to get some Christmas ones done. This is a homemade grime guard. I actually got the hint, the actual wherewithal to get it done. So I'll be making some more in a while, but at the moment I've only made a couple. And that's my Notion bag that I've made to put my silks in. So I have been busy on the bag front, but as I said, when my hands are too sore to stitch, I've been making these. And you can tell that's homemade. It's falling to bits already. And this is not one of the best ones I've made. I think it was the first time I was trying that one out, that style out. Right, what have we got in here? Another homemade one. Let me just show you. Oh, it's the Norwegian Forest Cat. Don't think, have I worked on that one since? No, that's sneaked in. So that's all at the moment that I'm stitching, and I have got some plans, but I'll show you some more homemade whip bags if you're interested. This one is bees, and I've made a Notion bag to go with it to put my silks in so I don't get all tangled up. That's maples. I need to put that in the Quaker. So that's that one. So there's another Notions bag that I've got to tidy up. Another whip bag, full padded and that. I've had to sort of change, sorry about that, got cut off mid-sentence. I've had to change the way I work with the stuff. I can no longer use fusible products because they are glue, and one of the major things I'm allergic to is acrylites, and they're in a lot of adhesives, so I have to sort of avoid that. So this one I think was one of the last ones I actually did with a fusible, but that's another one. My husband says to me, do you need all these whip bags? And I'm going, yeah. So this is another one. I just love this fabric. I've quilted the front but not the back, but I might think next time I will quilt both sides. It takes a long time, and I've just seen that I've done one way and one the other way. So what? And then I have tried my hand at making folder one. Now this is my first attempt. I have used Velcro and I have to somehow restitch it. But this is one of my project folders that I've made. It's a bit floppy, so I've learned a lesson there to use a bit more firmer things. But I have got one big pocket, one big pocket, a pocket behind there, and then another pocket that I can put threads, and then I can put me bits and bobs on there. So it's just a simple folder. But as I said, I've learnt and I need to do a stiffer thing. So I moved along and tried another one. This one is still floppy. Excuse me. But I've put padding in. I think next time I'll get some foam and I'll use foam if I make another one. So that's that one. This is this lovely pattern of things from material from Quirky Cottons, and this time you can tell I got a magnet on that one. It's sticking to that. I've made a couple of pockets. To go in there. Tabs again there. Didn't make a separate pocket this time, and just one zip pocket, and I've got my material for me butterfly medallia. I can't say it, but that I'll tell you about that one in a minute. So that's that one. I'll leave that to one side. So now I am quilting my project bag. So these are the latest ones. This one has got foam in, so this is what I said. I'll probably use foam with some stiff interfacing as well, but I'd have to overlock it and stitch. So this is a project bag that I've done. Not one of the best, but I'm still getting to grips with the knot, with the fusing. But my sewing's coming on, and then I've got another one. As I said, I've got to finish tidying up these, but that's another one I've done, and it's all books, and I have quilted the inside. I don't mind these being a bit floppy, and this one is a small one, and you can see that I'm improving with my stitching. So that's that one. So that's what I've been up to for the last couple of months. Haul wise, as I said, I've been basically on a no spend, basically, but I've been spending on material, not cross stitch. So I don't know where my non-spend's gone. So I have got a couple of fabrics. Megan at Coffee Craft Fabrics has a Super Sunday. I've got 5 here, but I only picked up 4 at the last time, and I've got some others that I haven't shown you, but you'll see as I start stitching with it. So I've got this one, which is an even weave in this grey colour. I'm not taking it out of the plastic at the moment because I don't want to get it dirty or anything with it floating around. Then I've got a 40 count even weave. Now I have an idea that I know that I'm going to be doing on this one. I've got a project that I want to do that I need to start this year for my 25th wedding anniversary next year. So that one is going to be, or one like it, is going to be earmarked for that one. It's just a sampler. Then I've got another 32 count. This is a 28 count. She didn't have it in the 32. And my 28 and 32s are for my fancy ladies because of the beading. And this one again. And I'm thinking this one I might, because I abandoned my Gaia project. I don't know, I just get it in my head that this is not right, this is not perfect, it's not going right, and I just throw it. I know I shouldn't, but I do. So I've got all the threads, so I'm going to use this to restart Gaia at some point. But I've got 5 fancy ladies on the go, and I've got, starting on the 29th of February, I am joining the Leap Year SAO, in which I'm doing the chatelaine. And I'll be doing the chatelaine butterfly lace, and this SAO gives you 4 years to complete it. So my plan is to start it next week. I'm going to prep it later on, probably tomorrow. I've got all the silks, speciality silks already. I just need to go through my stash of DMC, and I'm plan it up as I go along, you know, kit it up as I go along, as I hit each colour. So I might have to spend a little bit to get some silks, but I shouldn't do, as I have got, well, let's put it this way, I've got a chest, small chest, Annie keepers, all threaded up with majority of the threads. I've also got a box full of second threads, and I've also got a bag that I got from Thread Geeks last year, and theoretically I shouldn't need to buy any, but every time I've kitted something up, there's always 1 or 2 colours that I have not got, and it's always the way. So I know as I go along I might need to just replenish or get some new threads. So I'll be starting that and prepping that soon. As I said, I've got a retreat in April with Floss Friends UK at Rotherham. I don't plan a new start there as perhaps I will. I will probably start my marriage sampler that I want to do for my 25th wedding anniversary. So I'll probably have a new start there. So that'll be my retreat new start. Then I go away with a couple of friends, stitchy friends from Floss Friends UK. Sammy has organised a weekend away in Wales where we will go to the local needle shops, Nimblefimble and Creative Nostalgia, and we'll spend a weekend there, so we'll have some shopping and some stitching and some laughs, and I'm looking forward to that. And it's in May, so it'll be nice weather, nice Welsh countryside, nice breaths. I am looking forward to it. Then in June I am going to not only Mirabilia retreat at Cedric Hall, and that will be my first retreat that I've ever travelled out of Yorkshire for. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm travelling on the Friday, coming back on the Sunday. So I'll have a really early start on Friday to get there. It's only going to take me a couple of hours. So if I leave before rush hour, I should be there 8 or 9, maybe 10 at the latest. So it depends how well I get out of bed. I mean, I'm not a spring chicken anymore. So that's that one. And I plan to start, or have started, and take Claire with me from Nora Corbett to go with my Anevora. So that's June. In July, in Rotherham at Magna, I'm going to the Big Stitch that's been organised with Floss Friends UK and some other groups, and that is going to be a massive thing. I'm going for both days. They've got Jacob coming, from Modern Folk Embroidery. We've got stuff from Witchy Stitch, Coffee Craft Fabrics, Stitch Bunny, several designers that I am going to enjoy. So between May and July, I'm going to be spending some money. I know that, but those are opportunities not to be missed. So in August, I haven't got anything as yet. But I might be going away for the weekend with the old man. So I need to leave at least 1 month free. Then in September, I am going to an Essex Needles retreat. I've never been there before, and I'm doing 4 days. I'm going on the Thursday and coming back on the Sunday. That's another one I'm looking forward to. Do you know, retirement has offered me so many opportunities that I wouldn't even think of beforehand. Just working 2 days a week, I can shift my schedule around, I can ask for these days off, and I've booked all my annual leave, and most of them is to make sure I can go on these retreats. So, and I can have, if I work my schedule in such a way, I can have 10 days off in between. So it is working quite nicely, except for these are causing problems. But that's when I work and come back and I have 10 days off, at least I've got a chance for them to sort of heal. Now I know what to avoid, which is not using fusible products, watching out what I use in cosmetics. I can't use washing up liquid, so I'm out of the dishes. But I do the washing, the ironing and other things, and cooking. At the moment, with my hands open, I'm having to ask my youngest son to be the sous chef. Can you just chop these up for me? So that's that. And so then in November, I've got my second Floss Friends retreat in Rotherham. I haven't got a planned start for that one yet. And then yesterday, a friend of mine WhatsApped me and asked me if I wanted to go on the Canterbury Tours and Hever Castle tour, which is a 2-day tour, and we're going just before Christmas, so we're hitting the Christmas market, and I'm looking forward to that. And I'm going to Hever Castle, so I'm going to the Canterbury Cathedral and the market, so I'll be able to see some lovely needlework in the cathedral if they've got any of their hanging up and any of their vestments, that's the word, on display. And they probably might have some kneelers as well. And then at Hever Castle I can just look at the old, if they've got any old tapestries, any old needlework. If I went there when I was really young, I remember they had a pair of booties of Queen Elizabeth. If they've got things like that, that would be lovely to look at. So yes, I have got a lot of plans for this year. So you've probably had enough of me. So I'm just going to say thank you for watching, and thank you if you've subscribed. If you haven't, could you please hit the subscribe button. I am heading towards 800, and I have got a giveaway planned for when, and if and when, or shall I say when I hit 800, I've got a giveaway planned, and we'll see what we can do to get to 1,000, and then we'll just see what happens. So, and I'd like to thank everyone that has subscribed between Christmas and now. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. So in the meantime, I want you to take care, keep stitching, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.